That time Mike Tyson blew $600 million. I can't even fathom just blowing through 600 million. That's almost $1 billion, bro. The fuck do you? I gotta see what he. I know he bought that tiger, and I know that like the tiger isn't just a flat purchase. That shit requires like the trainers to be there, and it requires like upkeep and shit. It requires like you gotta have tiger money to have a tiger, right? To upkeep this bitch and feed it and keep it like Man, I don't know what Mike was thinking with that tiger. But someone like Mike Tyson blowing $600 million kind of makes sense. Look at his upbringing. Bro came up in poverty, came up in the streets, came up fighting, came up with not that much, was raised with not that much, right? And then at the whopping age of 18 years old, he becomes world champion and now is a multi-millionaire. And his whole life he trained how to fight, but he didn't train how to manage money. Why? Because one, he never had any. And then two, he didn't have good people around him. Probably had a whole bunch of snakes around him too and shit, probably spending money on stupid shit. Friends that weren't really his friends. Don King probably taking half his shit. Fucking what is a naive 18-year-old with no experience with millions of dollars to do in that situation? You're probably gonna make bad choices, bro. That's just the fact of the matter. Anyways, here we go.
Earning $600 million over the course of 6 years, Mike Tyson celebrated his 36th birthday with a bank account reading 0. So how did Mike Tyson go bankrupt? Well, Tyson made it clear that a financial education wasn't a part of his childhood.
From a broke background, I never really learned the art of handling money as a kid.
Which became a problem as he began to earn millions whilst he was still a teenager. After becoming champion at the age of only 20, Mike Tyson began to average 7.5 million per fight, and this didn't even include his other sources of income. He was paid over 50 million in casino deals, 3.5 million for a WrestleMania guest appearance, while Mike Tyson's Punch-Out sold 2 million copies during its very first year. By 1990, Mike Tyson was credited as the highest paid athlete in the world, with an estimated 28.6 million in income this year, although all of this changed when he was sent to prison only 2 years later. Between 1992 and his release in 1995, Mike Tyson was unable to earn a single dollar, although as summarized by this CBS article, he wasn't exactly struggling when he finally walked free. Most Indiana prisoners are given $75 in spending money to ease their transition back into society. Tyson needed no such help. The former heavyweight champion had 2 checks, each made out to him for $10 million. In the next few weeks, Tyson would get another $12 million for the rights to future fights and television. A few months later, he earned the most money ever given to a boxer, $25 million, to fight a stiff named Peter McNeely.
Oh my god, and then Peter McNeely got fucking rolled and talked shit the entire time. The pre-fight, everything leading up to the fight, Peter was talking mad shit, and then he just got fucking rolled, bro. Sitting there just with his big dumb fucking smile in Mike Tyson's face, and Mike Tyson is just like glaring at him, just like back and forth, just looking at him like, bro, you know I'm about to fuck you up, right? Like, all this smiling you're doing right now, like, that's about to change so fucking fast, and you have no idea. And then the biggest snake of all standing right here. Fucking this bastard.
Next 2 years, Tyson earned a further $140 million from 5 different fights, making him feel invincible.
Money is a false sense of security.
False sense of security. Nothing about it could be a
You feel
real...
invincible with money.
Okay.
You feel like you can't even die.
Which, when combined with the bitterness from his time spent in prison, caused Tyson to begin spending everything.
For me being poor, never having anything, for me being bitter, angry for being in prison, it stems from a lot of things.
Firstly, there were the cars. According to CBS, Tyson Tyson reportedly bought 110 cars either for himself or as gifts, one of which being a $320,000 Bentley Azure, the most expensive production car in the world. Tyson bought it and ordered 4 more. In the space of a few minutes, he had spent more than $1.5 million, while in a different instance, Tyson showed up at a car dealership just outside New York to buy another car. He bought a Ferrari for $300,000, declining a test drive because he already had one just like it. On a different day, Tyson was pulled over whilst driving his Rolls Royce without a license, but was able to get out of trouble by giving the car to the cop.
You know, sir, why don't you just take the car? You know, you deserve it because you've been doing a lot. Because I didn't want to get arrested. I didn't have a license or anything.
Right.
And I didn't want my wife to get in trouble. I said, why don't you just take it? You know, it was around 230 at the time, and they took it.
This didn't end well for the officer.
He got fired.
I was about to say, bro, what? Like, that officer's gone, bro. I hope that car was worth it. I hope you sold it for its full worth of $300,000, because yeah, you just took a bribe. The fuck?
Fired.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Although it did end well for Tyson's friend Ed Lover, who was given a Bentley so he could drive home from a club.
He goes, here, take the car. I'm like, okay. He gives me the Bentley. A month go by, I still have this car. He said, I wanted you to have that car. He said, I gave you that car.
With so many vehicles, Tyson needed somewhere to store them, purchasing mansions in Las Vegas, Ohio, and Maryland. However, these were nothing compared to the house he bought in Connecticut. It featured 21 bedrooms and 35 bathrooms, as well as a full-blown nightclub, a movie theater, a mini
Holy
casino,
shit.
a squash court, and a fully spec'd out proper commercial gym, but this was only the inside. Outside, there was a full-size basketball court, a swimming pool with its own grotto, and get this, its own lake house, and fountain on a 17.6 acre block. If the house looks familiar, it's because Tyson eventually sold it to 50 Cent, who called it his biggest financial mistake.
What was the most, like, when you wasted money?
The Tyson crib was like that.
Mainly because of how much the property cost to run.
How much was the upkeep, guesstimate per year?
About 700,000.
A year.
Tyson expanded on this in a different interview,
It's gonna cost him $25,000 just to mow the lawn. Right.
which when combined with his other houses meant gardening bills alone mounted to $100,000,
Oh my
although the gardener
God,
was still
dude.
a minor expense compared to the things Tyson bought for these houses.
Yeah, I think this is a kind of house that billionaires buy, bro. Not just regular millionaires. You'll spend quite a fortune just on $700,000 in upkeep alone, man. Gardening, mowing the lawn, fucking, I don't know, man, probably maid service, room service, security, like, holy ass. That's a lot, man. Like, a lot. That's one thing that I think a lot of people with a lot of money sometimes don't realize, is they don't realize what they're going to have to spend after the fact of the purchase, especially when it comes to something like this, especially when it comes to like a big yacht. What, you think you're just going to spend that much money on a yacht and it's just going to cost you no money to just put it on the water? No, bro. There's a lot of money that goes into just getting those fuckers on the water and running them and shit. And like a lot of rich people, they don't look at, just like us people down in the 99%, just like us fucking peasants, right? Us peons down here, sometimes we don't read the fine print. Same thing with rich people, bro. Sometimes they don't realize what they're purchasing because they're so rich, to them it really doesn't fucking matter until it actually does, right?
As a gift for his first wife, Robin Givens, Mike spent $2.2 million on a solid gold bathtub, which was followed by their divorce less than a year later, which cost Mike a further $10 million.
A gold bathtub, bro. A gold bathtub.
In legal fees and compensation. Tyson had also dropped $410,000 on a birthday party and $140,000 on 2 white Bengal tigers, which needed their own specialty enclosure, $200,000 a year worth of food, and their own animal trainer, which Mike hired at a cost of $125,000 a year. Mike also had to pay a friend $250,000 in compensation after they were bitten by one of the tigers, although there was another bite that cost Tyson even more. During a match in 1997, Evander Holyfield headbutted Tyson, who in retaliation bit a portion of Holyfield's ear off. Tyson was disqualified and fined $3 million, although it seemed he hadn't learned his lesson, as he then bit Lennox Lewis's leg during a press conference, warranting another $335,000 fine.
I did know about the Lennox Lewis thing. Jesus Christ. He was just out here biting everybody. Everybody can get these hands and these teeth. Fuck, dude.
In the process, Tyson employed over 200 different people, including chefs, chauffeurs, and bodyguards, the most pointless of which being a guy nicknamed Crocodile, whose sole function was to dress in fatigues and repeatedly shout guerrilla warfare at Tyson's news conferences, for which he was paid $300,000 in 1996. In another crazy instance, Tyson walked into a club and offered to pay for everybody's drinks all night.
Mike calls me over again. Ed, come here. I go, what's up, Mike? Tell the DJ I got the bar until the club closed. I said, what are you talking about? I'm buying the bar out. Everybody can have whatever they want.
However, there was one final expense that was higher than any other.
Do you regret anything?
Yeah, and I didn't pay taxes really at that time.
That'll get you, yeah.
It was revealed in 2003 that Tyson owed $13.4 million to the IRS, $117,000 to 5 different states, as well as $4 million to British tax authorities, and things only got worse from here. Turns out most of Mike's luxury purchases were being made on credit, and as a result, he also owed $27 million to various different businesses, including $600,000 to a legal company, $500,000 to his finance manager, and $800,000 to a former trainer, all of which were stacked on top of a second divorce. Tyson owes money to at least 246 creditors, including the Internal Revenue Service, the Screen Actors Guild, and dozens of doctors, lawyers, and accountants. Tyson owes his ex-wife Monica Turner almost $9 million from their divorce, and he has a
Oh, that's so... Why on earth do you deserve $9 million, bro? There's absolutely no fucking way. There's just no way. You don't deserve $9 million. For real, I didn't see you in that ring. I didn't see you on the fucking... on the speed bag. I didn't see you in the gym. I didn't see you running 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 miles. I didn't see you training. Huh? 9 million? For what?
paid $19.4 million in taxes to the IRS, Great Britain, and 5 states, which was an extra large problem as Tyson was down to his last $1,250 in cash. Tyson, 38, said all of his houses have been sold or seized, and he owns only one car, albeit a white Hummer SUV, newly purchased and apparently not yet paid for. According to bank records Tyson's attorney submitted to the US bankruptcy court, Tyson earned $38 during January. His living expenses during that month were more than $407,000. Mike Tyson was completely and utterly screwed. However, he devised a plan to get himself out of trouble. Tyson's reorganization plan is ambitious. He hopes to earn at least $19.5 million from boxing over the next 3 years to help satisfy his creditors, although this isn't what would happen. In fact, he'd lose both of his next 2 professional fights before retiring from boxing and filing for bankruptcy. At the time, he'd state, "My whole life has been a waste. I've been a failure. I just want to escape. I'm really embarrassed with myself and my life. I want to be a missionary. I think I could do that while keeping my dignity without letting people know they chased me out of the country. I want to get this part of my life over as soon as possible. In this country, nothing good is going to come of me. I'm so stigmatized there is no way I can elevate myself. I'll never be happy. I believe I'll die alone. I would want it that way. I've been a loner all my life with my secrets and my pain. I'm really lost, but I'm trying to find myself. I'm a really sad, pathetic case." With nothing else to do, Mike spent his days caring for 350 unique pigeons, a collection which prior to bankruptcy, he'd paid $400,000 for. He'd later likened his spending habits to a drug addiction.
So the last thing that he dropped money on, he kept at it? Is that what happened there? Hold on.
I'm a really sad, pathetic case. With nothing else to do, Mike spent his days caring for 350 unique pigeons, a collection which prior to bankruptcy, he'd paid $400,000 for. He'd later likened his spending habits to a drug addiction.
It's like the drugs. You might as well say you have it all, but it's still that empty hole that you're trying to fulfill. You spend as much as you can to try to get that satisfaction, fulfill that hole. It just is is bottomless.
However, Tyson's life wasn't finished yet. Losing everything had taught Tyson a valuable lesson,
I know the power of humbleness now.
How did you learn that?
I have to lose everything.
with humility acting as a baseline for him to rebuild his life. Tyson took the lessons he'd learnt and transformed them into a book, whilst his life story was also the perfect premise for his own documentary. On top of this, Mike landed a cameo role in both The Hangover 1 and 2, for which he was
He's doing
paid
pretty good now, I
$300,000. Through these various media appearances, Mike was able to rebuy himself a pretty awesome house in Vegas, although he refused to let money dictate his happiness.
Is there anybody that thinks a lot of money is gonna make them happy? They never had a lot of money.
Because it don't make you happy.
Yeah, oh no, it's gonna make you miserable. You said, well, it can make you hate yourself.
Since then, Mike has launched his own extremely successful podcast called Hotboxin' and built a net worth of $10 million.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's
Sweetwater.
doing good now. Yeah. Most of the stuff that and I think Mike Tyson he's been good for I want to say years now. I haven't heard anything. I mean, there was that one guy that fucked with him on the plane, and Mike Tyson fucking decked his ass, which he should have, because that guy was being fucking annoying. But aside from that, we haven't seen or heard any crazy Mike Tyson erratic, crazy behavior like back when he was younger, in his heyday, when he was still fighting. That Mike Tyson is dead and gone. I mean, we got the Mike Tyson now. He's pretty much chill for the most part now. I don't think he's been in trouble in a while, outside of his financial troubles. I think he's been relatively good for, I want to say, more than a couple of years now. And he's got that podcast. I've seen a couple of episodes, mainly the one where he had Eminem on there for an episode, and they were talking and stuff like that. So, yeah. Dude seems to be good.